Hello, it's Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence. Thank you for joining me for this video. Now, this video is for the wonderful Queensland real estate and property management industry, and particularly members of Real Estate Excellence. Now, today is the 10th of May 2024, and today is a critical day because at noon on the 10th of May is our final cutoff for any submissions to the Parliamentary Committee in relation to Stage 2 tenancy law reform. Now, just to quickly recap, as most, if not all of you know, significantly on the, I think, 21st of March, our Housing Minister introduced the Residential Tenancy and Rooming Accommodation and Other Legislation Amendment Bill to Parliament. Now, we knew this was coming, so it's had quite a long history. In May last year, actually it was 18th of April 2023, we got the options paper, so to speak, where we then had until end of May 2023 to have our say in relation to options for Stage 2. Now, as a quick statement, I was pleasantly surprised with the bill that did come out on the 21st of March 2024, because a lot of the options and what was proposed in the paper from April 2023 did not get through. So in saying that, there's still a lot of change, but not as much as we could have had, and particularly in relation to routine inspection changes and more. But there are plenty of changes for us, and most of them, I don't think, are onerous. They're change, they're different, but in an ever-changing world and so much more, they're not unexpected. Okay, so one of the things I just wanted to quickly shout out is, one, to make sure you knew that Stage 2 was in Parliament, particularly your clients. Now, members of Real Estate Excellence, we've given you quite a bit of information so far with the latest and the most recent email on the 8th of April, a Monday just gone, the latest member update, the April update. Now, that included what's next and where we're at in Stage 2. It also included the CPD, which is part of this bill in Parliament, which is not part of Stage 2. Okay, so in saying that, we know that we're regulated under the Office of Fair Trading and particularly the Property Occupations Act. So the CPD and the mandatory CPD coming has nothing to do with Stage 2. It's just coincidental that it's all together. And we know that Stage 2 of tenancy law reform is under the RTRA Act. So the bill just again coincidentally has the CPD in it as well under the Property Occupation Act to amend that. So as I say, today, 10th of April, is the cut-off at noon to have your say. At my website, realestateexcellence.com.au, on the homepage, you won't miss it. There's a link that says RTRA review. I've got my submission there. And my main point was just inconsistency with notice periods and new things coming in. 28 days, 4 weeks, 1 month, and that's not going to help with understanding compliance and best practice. All in all, as I say, it's moderately fair, but I also am conscious that it's a Labor majority government. It's also a Labor bill and Labor policy. There's only so much change or argument we can make, and not to be defeatist and not to be pessimistic, I guess being more real and working with what we've got at this moment. And as I say, it could have been a lot worse, but there is plenty of change for us. Now, the two particular things, there's certain changes that are going to come in pretty quick. I don't mean tomorrow, but I mean fairly quickly. And you'll hear and see the words assent and proclamation if you haven't already, but you'll certainly hear them in language through the RTA website and more in the coming weeks. So once the committee, the parliamentary committee, who sat for the first time, I watched it last Tuesday. It was live on parliamentary TV. And basically the committee are taking submissions. And as I say, mine's on my website under the RTRA review, plus how to make a submission. Time is nigh though, and where we're at and etc. Now, the committee will collate and report to the government, I think on the 10th of May. And then Parliament sit again a couple of weeks after that. So there's a few matters that will come into effect fairly quickly, and as I say again, it won't be overnight, but it will be quickly. So a number of changes will come in, as I say, by assent, and once it's passed, and then there's other changes which will be by proclamation. Now, proclamation is at a later date. So so we'll have staggered sort of implementation, which is a positive in relation to these changes. Which again, I just reflect, we've known for many years that these sort of things were going to happen, and again, a lot of things I suspected, or by reading the policy paper from last year, plus the history of this, haven't come in. But again, there's a few changes, but I just stress the world won't end. We can deal with anything, and it's in relation to making sure you get the right facts and training and information. So in relation to training, I head off shortly for my next, my second round this year, my Property Management Excellence PME half-day events throughout Queensland. And I've already held the first ones in February, March, and gave you an update then of what we knew then. So now we know a lot more. And predominantly the PME half-day events that I set off in late May to June, one event each location as usual, is the stage 2, where I'll talk about the detail, plus your study workbook will get step by step in relation from the explanatory notes to go through. We'll also talk about the CPD through the Property Occupations Act, and of course May 1. Another issue aside, the new PO Form 6, which will be released from the Office of Fair Trading. So the PO Form 6 hasn't been updated since 2016, so we know that it's going to be divided with, from commercial, taken out, and we'll know a lot more from May 1. There's also, just remember, the Body Corporate Community Management Act, which we don't specialise in because it's a specialised field, but of course in our industry we need to know a little bit about other things, smoke alarms, safety switches, body corporate law and more. But members, I particularly reference again the April member update email to you on the 8th of April. I gave you information about the BCCM amendments relating to smoking and pets. Now those laws come in May 1, and I'll give you more after May 1, but the information provided was very useful for you as well. I must just add, members, in that update was seller disclosure and the Property Law Act update. We don't have a commencement date yet, but again, I'll advise you more through the update service later. So realestateexcellence.com.au, under the training events tab, you'll see the schedule for Cairns, Townsville, Mackay, Rockhampton, Bundaberg, and Sunshine Coast, Toowoomba, Ipswich, Brisbane, Gold Coast. Always worry I miss one there, but you'll see the regular and the next dates coming up for the half-day Property Management Excellence events, where I'll focus on Stage 2 tenancy law reform, the CPD and what's happening, and also, of course, I'll touch on the PO Form 6 in relation to the May 1 update. So again, I urge you to go to the RTA website instead of mine, where on the homepage they got information about this stage 2, and or, as I say, on mine public running blog, realestateexcellence.com.au. You'll see the RTRA review link there and more. Members, we're an email away, as you know, for any support and best practice advice. Our job is to make your job easier where we can. And as always, we'll ride this together with you. I'm learning, as Melissa is at the moment, the information that we need to know. Now, Property Management Excellence PME system members, which a bit over 93% of our members are, thank you. The PME system members offices, I've updated a few chapters in the last few days. That was part of the April member update as well, mainly for quality control and best practice improvement, which I'm always trying to improve and the PME system and the manual. But I'm also getting ready for stage 2. Again, some things will change pretty quick, and some of the chapters will have to go offline while I finalise and get them uploaded for you with the right information to make it current, as it always is. So stay tuned. Again, changes change, and there's a number of changes, but again, it's relatively, we'll deal with this, we got this, it's more than fine. So thank you for joining me. This is Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence. Hope to see you at the upcoming Queensland Property Management Excellence PME events. Otherwise, members, you'll get all the information you need via email, via that service as well. Thank you for joining me. This is Stacey Holt, and bye for now.